I was trying to explain that the camera's audio recording can only pick up so loud. Like the gun is way louder. Some people are saying that's just a toy gun. Um, but no, it's way louder in person. On the on the video, it just sounds like a cap gun. But because I've always heard that you have to have a special microphone to be able to pick up those decibels. It's such a loud decibel that it clips out of the default recorder of a lot of standard cameras, such as my standard DSLR mirrorless. So it just it does, you don't even hear it. Whereas in real life, it wasn't just a snap, crackle, and a pop and a little bit of a thing. It was like boom. You had a very. Now I didn't travel the bullet very far, so you didn't hear much whizzing or nothing. And then I didn't hit the concrete with it, because if I would have shot the concrete, you'll hear snaps and whatever, like that. The only thing I shot that made anything was the ground. You can't even see it in the video. It was so fun in real life though. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just having fun. So I pulled it back and I shot the ground, and all the dirt came up from the ground and hit the there's no houses there, but there's like these old storage. They're like these old cargo containers, and the dirt flew up, like I'm talking rocks and all that flew up and hit the containers, and I seen the bullet come out and hit the ground exactly where I aimed it. So I've only shot in the gun 5 times total. 3 times on video, and then there was 2 times when I was trying to do a video, but I was like, hey, even if the video's not working, I'm still gonna do it. So I've shot my gun 5 times. And you know what the funny thing is? My 6-shot revolver can hold 6, whereas I have only shot it 5 times, and that's not even a whole cylinder's worth of rounds. I don't have one with a trigger guard. I wish. Those are more expensive, your double actions and whatnot. But I have a single action. And I want to be pretty good with the single action. I mean, it's my only gun for self-defense or anything, if anything got really, really bad. If anything got really, really bad, I have a single shot, but many people have, and I hope no one takes advantage of me in that. But there is criminals that do take advantage of people that have those other ones. But eventually, I want to move up to a double action. Obviously, I want to have a double action. Well, I want to keep my single action forever until the day that I die. Really, it's such a beautiful gun. Even if I had it like a brand new. But I'm limited to the antiques. Antique double action that you put one of these antique double actions right next to a brand new one, and you can barely tell the difference sometimes. But you'd have to pay big, 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 big than somebody that look at these things, these semi-automatic Glocks and all those other ones. You can just go ding, 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 ding with it. You can't do that with mine. You got to go. You got to cock it back, fire, cock it back, fire. Double action, you pull the trigger. It has a whole action to it with the hammer and all that. The hammer can be, well, these little semi-automatics, you can just output so many rounds so quick. You can't really do that. With a double action, you got to wait more time between each trigger stroke. Whereas with these semi-automatic pistols, you can basically almost automatically fire them. You're just like, doom, 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 doom. Semi-automatic, semi-automatic. You're almost automatic. These 12 gauge. All right. Like, you know what the funniest thing is? You got 12 gauge owners that don't like 410s, and you got 410 owners that don't like 12 gauge ones. But they like them, but they try to. So I've heard some is one of those semi-automatic, right off the press. I mean, you're dealing with Mexico, Haiti. Look at how much they just. Canada deals with a lot too, eh? What about when they lassoed all the Haitians? That could have went bad, eh? Lucky they had their 12 gauges when they had to grab all the Haitians. The Haitians thought that they could just like come into America and push in and all that, and then they said no. I love Canada. I'm so happy to live in Canada, not the United States. I don't gotta be in Toronto, but man, am I happy that I live in Canada. And I hope to make Canada much like how it was for me in the United States, but way better. Like I used to live in the United States for a short time, but now I'm an adult. That was when I was a kid. And I said, when I'm an adult, I want to have it like I'm going to have all the great food that I have in the United States. Try to promote that here in Canada, some good food, because we are lacking with some of the food. We have too much of certain ones, and we have very little of others. So I promote, but that's going to grow our nation. We have so much room to grow, and they always said that. I mean, since I was born here in Canada, it was sort of like we have all this land, we have all this open space. Food's great. A lot of things are great. There's a lot of technologies we could bring to Canada, a lot of businesses. You should look to the United States. If you're looking to open a business and you're in Canada, don't just look Canada. Look United States. What do they got in the States that we don't got in Canada? That's what people want. They don't want just Canadian. It's gotten to that point now we have all the Canadian stuff, and now we want to grow it so big. We want to bring everything from the U.S. up to Canada and make it bigger than the U.S. Because if we do something like that, we all die at one time anyway. But that's how we make our money, and then Canada gets stronger and greater for our youth. Now I love our laws, but I'm talking business. We're not talking people. We're talking bringing stuff to Canada that's going to help our people that are here and grow and have families, but enjoy their lives. We're lacking. Toronto just got that Dave's Hot Chicken, and they have Chick-fil-A in Toronto, but you have to travel all the way to Toronto. There's a lot of people they don't know. Canada's a lot more than just Toronto. There's like so much space you could build 30 new cities. If you were a billionaire, you could build a Dubai here in Canada, up north or wherever. There's so much. Just bring the money and start building. It's like The Sims here. Bring restaurants, bring all the money, all that. Like there's If you're into real estate and you're into all that, there's so much open real. Why do I tell them? Because I can't afford 100 million in real estate, but somebody else around the world that can, and if they bring 100 million, it's going to help me because that's the only way I make money is if you bring more money. It keeps our country safe. That's what they do in the United States. I've been there. It's like a bit, they try to make it sort of a touristy thing too. It's like, bring your money here, start a business, bring your money here. There's so much land, da 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 da. And then they bring their money there, and that's why they're so rich. And they have their big 12 gauges and their 223s and all that. I've seen how they work down there. I was down there. Okay? It's all about business. And the business of it is like, how did Domino's Pizza not go out of business? Ugh. It's one of our fastest options is that Domino's Pizza. Well, there's got to be more options other than Domino's. We just got that Mexi Guac, which is good. We got a lot of different restaurants, but if they're going to bring a restaurant, I say bring like something new from the United States, like that Sonic restaurants or something like that. Or something delivery. Either a Sonic or something delivery you could have in Canada, Sonics. Or something delivery. Even Cracker Barrel would do good in a few different areas. Just like maybe 3 to 5 locations Canada wide would do very well in some of the more rural areas. There's a lot. It's a country just like the United States, but how do I put it? You don't want to do Target. They did too many stores. People, just like the United States, people will travel from far and wide to go to a store that's like a special store. They just did too many Targets. If they only did a limited amount, they would have been able to sustain. They should only did maybe 1 or 2 locations. One out west, one out east. One in Ontario, one in Alberta, or one in BC. People would have came from out east all the way. People would have came from out west. People would have came from all the way up north. People would have came down south, right? But they did like what 50 locations. That was way too much. What a waste of money. Because you got idiots that just get put in as CEOs. They don't know anything about the economy for real. They look cool. They know how to talk. They may be filled with testosterone, and everybody listens to them because they have daddy's necklace on daddy's car. Blah blah blah. So by the time they spend daddy's money and all the money comes back, they lost all the stores or whatever. Because they weren't humble about it. Just like in the beginning, Cracker Barrel was a humble location. Walmart started from one store. It was a store in Arkansas. So I don't know why the heck they came up to Canada, and then they blame. And then that's one of the things they're mad about. Why? Because you didn't listen to me? Because I wouldn't have recommended 50 locations in Canada. I mean, who are you, crazy? Because Walmart started out with just one location in Arkansas. And it's money. You start out one by one. You see how one location does. Oh, then you're either making money or not on one location. Can you imagine spending daddy's money on 50 locations? I can't get a loan for the hell of me. Why these guys get loans, billions, and they waste it. And there you go, COVID-19. There's your millions of people that died because they just give credit to people that don't deserve it. If I had the credit, I would have been your best president. I'm telling you, still can be. I mean, unbelievable. The mass shootings are out of control. Everything's out of control. Everybody's into the media. Nobody's doing their jobs. Don't worry, Walmart's doing their job, and they started from one location. So I always took the story of the Waltons. They were a very smart family in stride. They were smart. They're smart. We got Walmart. They still exist. They're one of the biggest. And then you got some people that say, "Oh, the Walmart, they're an evil corporation." Da da da. No, they're just humble. Very humble American. It's a very humble American family. And when I say humble, I mean go look at their numbers. The numbers. The numbers are not humble, but it's their attitude towards business that brought on those numbers. Their humble attitude and their humble investments and whatnot.